Welcome to another edition of XFeed. What's up? My name is Ashiller. If you've never seen this before, you enjoy scrolling your timeline or wanting to keep up with NFTs and crypto, this is the place to be. Jam-packed show as per usual. And if you're familiar with Murakami Flowers, made by the famous artist Takashi Murakami, apparently they are coming out with physical cards. We've seen an interesting trend where NFT collections launch, and then eventually it somehow ends up in physical card form, where we've seen this with VeeFriends. But Steve Aoki is here to bring us in on all the info.
To show you the package I got in the mail from Japan from a very dear friend, Takashi Murakami.
What's up, Bill?
I asked for his trading cards, so I'm going to show you that. But he sent me a nice little care package and a little beautiful note with, some cute drawing by Murakami-san. Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you for these gifts. Look at this hoodie. This is cool. I love getting like the merch, the Murakami merch. This is Murakami Flowers. And then look at this. This is a cool one. I have some cool Murakami merch. I got this flower go walk. So I'll figure out what that is, but that's cool. Here we are. The Murakami Flowers collectible trading card promotional card set. Let's actually open this up now. Wow. Let's open one up. Murakami Flower. One card per pack. We're gonna
individually sealed, apparently.
This video, I don't want to ruin anything because I love all the packaging. Here it is. Let me show you one of these. That is cool. It's an MF coin. Murakami Flower coin.
It's an MF. Okay.
And look at that. I love that back too. The Murakami Flowers collectible trading card.
All right, there you go. A little bit of a brand knowledge, if you will, on that. And I mean, I think it's interesting for some of the larger creators out there, like how many of them have actually done anything within the Web3 space, like Damien Hirst with I forget what the art was called that he dropped with all the dots, right? And then we have Takashi Murakami with the Murakami Flowers and also having a feature on CloneX. I'm surprised we haven't seen some other bigger ones. Some general news here, see how things flush out. Following the news of Twitch laying off 500 employees, Amazon is laying off another roughly 700 people in Prime Video and MGM. Got to keep an eye on the economy, right? We're in the space. It's crazy. Currency, yo. Trebase, thank you. You're a legend. Is this what he sold his fluffs for? I don't know. Did Steve Aoki even have that? All right, so I've been kind of critical about new and upcoming projects, and I just want to, give a little bit of a nod to one that I saw on my timeline today of this person launching a generative collection. I think that's really cool when there is artists in the space that do want to launch something in a generative form. It gives a heck of a lot of attention to what they're working on potentially, because NFTs really make everything bigger and better. So if you're wanting to check that out, it's at Strawberry WTF. In case you missed it, the Cool Cats avatar system is not only incredibly powerful, but also extremely user-friendly. I feel there's this launched and not many people have brought it up or talked about. And instantly update your PFP to your cat, wolf, or explorer with one click and customize them until your heart is content. So we'll kind of let this run in the background. And I mean, it's funny because this was something that was simply asked for a lot early days within NFTs of like, hey, can we just change our avatar? Can we have extra generative traits? And it was really a simpler time, if you will, where now we're really wanting to have the technology to back it and everything else in between to really make these bigger and better. But I still think that the tool here is kind of neat, simple to use. And again, Cool Cats being in the Macy's Day Parade, is there an opportunity for people that aren't owning their NFTs to be a part of this avatar system in time? Potentially. We'll kind of see. Wow, people burning their Wumbo Labs past project by Cirrus for a 10x multiplier for a crypto Undeads raffle. Recent sales have been 0.5 and the floor is 0.75. Quite insane that people burn a lot of ETH just to get a spot. The demand for crypto Undeads is insane. So we talked about this a little bit before. It seems that different communities are getting whitelists for this. It's coming up on Solana. The Solana hype is still there for things that are new and whatnot. But when we look at these, they're doing the approach of trying to be minimalistic in like what they are doing, or at least sharing. So I'm curious what the behind the scenes look like. And it's also nuts to think a collection that's just kind of like hinted, hey, we're launching something, can get upwards of 50,000 followers before they even launch. But again, apparently this account at least joined in 2019. Probably wasn't an NFTs in there, repurposed account, but still get ready to see that on your timeline. If you haven't seen, be sure to go check out my channels. I posted an emergency X video covering what happened with the SEC and the X account hack that occurred, but apparently the FBI is now investigating yesterday's hack on X. There's a lot of commentary and thoughts about, hey, this is BS. Maybe they just posted it on their own. Maybe there was some other thing. It doesn't make sense for this hacker to give the story that they did, because they could have done things in a different way to be more profitable with it. But I would argue if the FBI is actually looking into it, then it's probably not something that just happened on the inside. From Sirius here, worst I've ever seen mutants look. Down 20% in a week, and there's like 200 underwater mutant loans on Blur alone, plus Single Farmer has 340 of them, all on leverage. Pretty surprised if these don't make all-time lows in ETH soon. This isn't the only collection that's been getting massively hit by Blur lending. We'll get to another one in just a second, but as we talked about the other day, is this kind of spurned from what's going on with the Magic Eden Marketplace supposed to be launching, or is this kind of, we'll call it backlash from the trailer that recently launched for Other Side that people were not happy with? Here's another example. Honestly, though, who is still holding Moonbirds at this point and why? Someone decided enough is enough today and dumped 218 Moonbirds for an easy 250 ETH, about $600,000. So number one, I haven't looked into this, but obviously, like, this person was probably somebody that was buying, flipping, and whatnot. I feel like there's very few people that are genuine holders within collections that are able to amount such a size of that, especially assuming that they bought before, is what this person's assuming, but it's probably more recent buys. But either way, we are seeing massive dumpages of NFTs kind of across the board for some of these bigger collections, and I do think that it's mainly a result of Blur and the lending. Trib, I heard some fake links in Crypto Dead's Discord. Ooh, okay, noted. I think I saw somebody tweeting that out earlier. So that's interesting that that's floating around. Hopefully they're able to fix the security premise on that. But on the topic of Blur, so Blur is the #1 NFT marketplace, the #1 NFT lender, and when Blast launches, they will be the #1 NFT derivative site. OpenSea was valued at 20 billion last cycle. Blur fully diluted value is 1 billion, so 1/20th the value that OpenSea reached. And OpenSea didn't have lending or derivatives. So just a perspective here of potentially how much Blur is worth. He's totally right. It's kind of crazy. So Gordon coming out and making a statement regarding this. So if you haven't seen, there was a trailer that launched, and I mean, from the still, it doesn't look like that bad, but when we play it here, it's like, wow, okay, like this is literally 30 FPS. It just doesn't look that clean. It says, not sure why OS team still hasn't said anything, but this pissed me off, so I looked into it. In-game is 60 FPS and looks great. My understanding is the team just ran into an issue rendering the teas for X. They should have waited to get it rendered right, in my opinion. Won't happen again. So obviously Gordon was the original founder of Bored Apes. He's had a lot of health issues and kind of taken a step back here, but pointing out like, hey, like I have no idea why the hell this got sent out within quality control. Sure, you might have had issues rendering, but I mean, when you're in this kind of position, you know how many eyes are going to be on this. And I talked about in yesterday's X feed that we really have to be aware of whatever we say, do, and produce within the Web3 blockchain space. It is going to reach the normal world, and whether it be good or bad, every time that it's bad, things aren't looking good. But here's like a render that I think's in game, and these look significantly better than what was being shown in that trailer. And X apparently is stopping support for profile pictures. However, you scroll back a couple months, maybe this is a year, I don't know, they had commercials highlighting the fact that you could add your PFP on X. What a throwback. And it's gone now. That is tough. Just a reminder here, the last day to make clones is January 13th. 4 days left. There will be uses for unused juice NFTs. The first will be ready in the end of Q1 2024. So again, if you are a part of Guttercat Gang, apparently they are stopping their juice transformations, which is basically the same aspect of what happened with apes and their mutant serum. So again, this will be interesting to see how the market reacts to this. So I saw this and I was like, oh my goodness, no way. So apparently, Quebec police urge the public not to post footage of thieves stealing packages from their houses because it can be a violation of private life. You cannot post the images yourself. You have to remember, in Canada, we have presumption of innocence. This is like one of the craziest things I've seen. So you're telling me somebody goes and steals my shakaroni from the front door, and if I have camera that's on them and get footage, I can't post that. Because in Canada, we have presumption of innocent, even though like they're on, that's crazy. So today, there was another exploit on X. Yesterday was the SEC. Today is CoinGecko. So CoinGecko's account was tweeting out that they have a new token, and, you know, obviously go click this, claim it, yada, 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 yada. It was pretty, the post that I saw was like pretty nonchalant. The comments were turned off where you were like, okay, obviously this is fake. But it's interesting because on the morning of this morning, I bookmarked this tweet just to talk about, and it was them highlighting that they had a partnership with CoinGecko. All eyes peeled on the cryptocurrency market. Stay close. It's about to get hot. Mocha ID X CoinGecko. Earn 100 realm points while tracking coin prices with our new partnership with CoinGecko. Now, I don't know exactly how the connection works or necessarily what 100 realm points is, but the fact that CoinGecko got hacked today saying, hey, you know, this post kind of gave it volition to me. I was like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. The post that I saw earlier, Mochaverse is saying there's these points. Maybe CoinGecko is launching a token and they are a part of this Mochaverse. So super sucky timing for anybody that ended up getting fished or impacted by that at all. And then I saw this after of Mochaverse has skyrocketed 563% over the last 3 months. Here's everything you need to know. So again, new collection, which we've always talked about, came out kind of hyped, but initially fell off. And then when things start get going, it's in the news, it's getting highlighted. There's these big announcements coming, all these partnerships. Holy smoke. So if you're in any collection right now and things have been quiet, but you know a lot has been working on, here's an example of when the aspect of, hey, if Animoca owns something in the space, well, I guess everything's going to go back to this Mochaverse, and people kind of clued into that. And these things just, as shown in this chart, completely rocketed to new heights, and excited to see how Mochaverse does. Just waiting one more time to see the moonshot. Bada, 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 boom. How high did it go? Did it go past 3? Holy shit. Oh my God. It almost went to 4. Oh, it's at 4. Okay, that's crazy, bro. Isuki announced a forthcoming anime anthology series with renowned director Goro Taniguchi. Learn more. We got to read the full article here. So I guess this is what the anime highlights. People thought that it was a token. Maybe it's this anthology. Today, Chiru Labs, the company behind Isuki and Beans, has announced that it will partner with acclaimed director Goro Taniguchi to create an anime anthology series. Taniguchi, creator of a number of iconic anime projects, including Code Geass, One Piece film Red, and Bloody Escape, believes the partnership will bring in anticipation of anime to new audiences. I participated because I felt this project has potential to contribute to Japan's animation industry in 2 ways. One is to open up new opportunities for talented Japanese anime creators through the project, and the second is to spread awareness of Japanese animation to new audiences. Together, I am confident that this project presents a unique opportunity to positively shape the future for both the Web3 global industry and Japan animation. So I guess on a personal note regarding this, I think it's interesting that they're saying like bring appreciation of anime to new audiences. There's a lot of people in the Web3 space that talk about anime and things that they're like involved in. I can't say that I really watch any sort of anime per se. But with that said, I'm interested in Isuki. So if they launch something, well, then damn, I might be paying attention to what is going on. And speaking of which, if you haven't seen, Isuki actually did launch kind of like an anime type trailer a while back. And if you haven't seen, this is maybe one of the best production pieces I've seen in Web3. So Elementals was basically the second collection that they launched. Technically the third, but it ended up kind of being their second one, and that was the trailer for it. And why is it one of my favorite pieces? Well, maybe just because it features a rabbit in it, but still very interested to see how Isuki and this new anime anthology come to life. I turned $8,000 into $2 million on crypto in 10 months. Holy sweet sheesh. One of my keys set of useful tools that I use daily. Here's my mega list with all of the best crypto tools. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these, but if you want to check them out, it's at No Brain Flip. But they highlight some good things, whether you're looking for charts, trading view, dex screener, for in-depth token review, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. Most people are familiar with those ones. But there's also wallet and portfolio trackers between DBank, DeFi, and Zerion, on-chain analysis if you're wanting to dive into that. And then there was another one in here that I thought was really good, and I am not going to follow. Oh, so for security here, they highlight Revoke Cash, and then Join Fire. They understand the implications of your transaction. So again, these are really, really cool. If you're wanting to check out like an entire list of these, I'll highlight this just in the Twitch chat if anybody is on there, and I'll throw it in the chat for you guys to check out. But again, there is like a lot of tools out there, and sometimes you kind of need that nudge of like, okay, where do I look for an exact thing? And that might be a good thread for this. So really big news out of India. This is something that we already knew that was launching, or I shouldn't say launching, but was going into effect. And what's up, Snazzy? Important update for Indian crypto users. Apple has removed major crypto exchanges from the App Store, causing concern among users. The affected exchanges include Binance, Huobi, KuCoin, Gate.io, and MXC Global. If you're facing concerns regarding your taxes or funds, feel free to DM us and we'll be here to assist you in every way possible. So I guess like this is interesting because this might be like a tax software, simplifying crypto accounting and tax management. Okay, so if those sites are fully blocked there, then maybe there is a way that like people can't access their wallet if they didn't save it, right? Like if you go in your MetaMask, you can click it, but let's just hypothetically say for a second your MetaMask is blocked. Well, how are you going to find your wallet? Well, okay, you'd probably go to like OpenSea, Blur, you'd find one of the assets you own and you're good. But for people that just have crypto and it's only on an exchange, you might not have like saved your like wallet number anywhere. So this is actually kind of a massive implication from that regard. However, we did cover on a couple of X feeds a while ago that India was cracking down, similar to what's happened in Canada, to be honest, where it seems like they are trying to keep things on exchanges that are within their country and that aren't from elsewhere, because everybody around the world is realizing, oh my goodness, the amount of fees and things that we can earn from being in crypto is going to be there. So this is one of those aspects that's coming to fruition, and hopefully people are able to recover from that if they can't do their taxes. But otherwise, we've known about this for, I think, like a few days, if not a few weeks. Pretty sure a few weeks. SEC being hacked shows just how much risk there is in operating in an industry where it's the norm to get updates via social media. Kind of agree with this. It's interesting that, I mean, we almost feel used to it, but I mean, think of bus cancellations back in the day. Like you had to go to like the radio station, go check out certain websites. Sure, social media might have posted it and whatnot, but things have definitely changed. We need a better solution because this app is a single point of failure for the NFT industry. Honestly, scary to think about, and generally speaking, kind of agree. Obviously, if you don't know and you're just tuning in, yesterday, the SEC government account was apparently hacked, and they tweeted that the Bitcoin ETF was a go, but then they said it wasn't, and it was a hack. Okay, so Superverse DAO is something that Elio Trades, who's a rather big YouTuber, was involved with. But the reason why I'm wanting to bring this up is because they highlighted on here, and this is back in November, but as of today, Superverse will be focusing 100% on gaming. The project has massive updates in the new year and must pause operations on Gigamart to focus on those. GM is an incredible tech, but has become a distraction from the larger mission. So going over to Gigamart here for a second, this was going to be another NFT marketplace that was going to come out. So obviously Blur came out. We've seen X2Y2 looks rare, yada, yada. Gigamart was going to be another one that was in that direction. So interesting to see that they said that they were going to pause what this is, but I'm curious if this is on pause. I don't know how many other ones are out there. Like obviously Magic Eden and Yuga are partnering. I mean, Rareable's another one that I haven't even mentioned, but do we see any kind of new players try to come into the space, or is it now just about working with the ones that are existing out there? Dream operating system will be game changer for crypto UX, a fully integrated wallet plus analytics plus Explorer experience. I have no idea what the hell Dream OS is. I don't know if this is like an Apple product, something else, but I think that, this looks pretty sleek. And I thought that I'd highlight that super quick here. Now, what in the actual halibut is going on with Gala Games and Miranda's and Mark, Mr. Belgreen? True. So they highlighted back on December 1st that there's going to be a shipwreck sale next Monday at 11 a.m. PST. Price will be $150 USD, available in Gala ETH and Ethereum, I think. And so up until this point, like I was looking at this, there's been no tweets. And then, of course, 2 hours ago, before I go live, they friggin' tweet about this. I grew up in these streets trying to be funny. This is supposed to be kind of like the groundbreaking game that sends Gala to Valhalla. It feels like it's been very, very quiet. Obviously, I think it's a take on like an MMO. But again, them doing the land sale, like obviously that land sale passed, but did they not post about it? Like why is there no tweets? Something must have gone horribly wrong for no information to be available on that. Highlighting of an artist quite quick here. If you like Zigor, this was a collaboration between Zigor and another artist that I saw on the timeline, and I was like, damn, not bad. Little fishy fish. All right, and that's it. There's your little fishy fish. A great quote, valid for Web3 security in 2024. And I would argue this kind of fits into a lot of other categories too. Free education is abundant all over the internet. It's the desire to learn that's scarce. And we saw an interesting kind of little bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge from the Readyverse here, who recently partnered as a collaboration between Futureverse and Ready Player One to create this Readyverse. And basically, if you've ever seen the Ready Player One movie, they're trying to bring that metaverse to life. And they're giving a little bit of a, hello to Tim Cook, saying the era of spatial computing has arrived. Apple Vision Pro is available in the US on February 2nd. Not good, coming through on the 36 months. Holy sweet sugar.
Get yourself a slice of pizza on me.
Yo, my guy. Truly. Thank you. Will do. And does look like a Mystic Valley. Yes, BG, what's going on? The singing bull guy. Man, I was actually thinking about you this morning, believe it or not. So that's kind of what we got for the news today. It's been like kind of quiet. I've been watching my phone and it feels like everybody's really just waiting in anticipation of what's going on with this Bitcoin ETF. And when we go and look at the charts here super quickly, it's funny because we did a video on XA, but they're down like 10%. Holy sweet smokers. But looking at Bitcoin here, the past day, we got up and down. When we go to this chart, this is when the fake BTF approval went out, where it went like completely sideways, and then it looks like it's dipped. It's recovered from a pretty sizable dip here. Listen, if we were technical charts, this is the golden cross on a bearish divergence. Something sounds good. Then we're in Moon City. We're back down. We're holding flat. We got the V curve, and we're ready to go and fly. Okay, maybe, I don't know. So that's what the Bitcoin chart looks like. When we go back and we look at the Ethereum chart, okay, talk about mooning. Holy sheesh. Wow, that's crazy. That looks completely different than the Bitcoin chart. So ETH looks like it's completely breaking out here, which, what is going to happen to our JPEG bags? This is going to be a toughie. Hold on a quick second. Let me go and see if we can kind of look at these. Okay, not good. Okay. So when ETH does this, our NFTs do this. Just BTC ETF approved for the second time. Did an announcement just go up? So I saw some people posting earlier today that it's been approved, and it was like some COBE. I don't know what the hell that means. But they were saying that the Fidelity of Bitcoin was doing well. But also interesting, as we see here for Isuki that we talked about, they're up 7% on the 7-day and 11. But basically everything is down on here. That honeycomb thing is like hella down. If we go to like 1-day change, Pole is up 517%. Oh, Forgotten Souls. That's interesting. That's a part of the Forgotten Runes universe. Topia Worlds. This is another one that I'm very interested in. So when we talk about Metaverse Land, JPEG bag's going lower, bro. It's tough out here, my guy. What am I doing? I just put that in the top. That's not how you search a tweet. B. I can do this. SEC approves all spot Bitcoin ETFs, and that was at 411. Wow. All right. Okay. So, I mean, they tried to say, hey, we're getting the FBI involved. The SEC Twitter account was hacked. I mean, to be honest, this really leans into the fact that, like, yeah, whoever the intern, Gary, whatever, they scheduled the tweet and they mucked up the time and or date. Well, technically, wait, when did the tweet go out yesterday? Hold on. We can DYOR on this. We can DYOR on this because I replied to my own tweet about it hacked. Pain and suffering, true. Developing further. The ETF was approved and this tweet was posted at 417. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the definitive proof. So this was like maybe 5 minutes after it got approved. So let's wind that back to about 410. This post came out 35 minutes ago. Listen, we're a little off on the time frame, but within like 20 minutes, I think factually we can say that they just scheduled the tweet wrong. But back to my point that I was saying here is that for Topia Worlds, for other deeds, I mean, even if we just go sandbox, I really have to type into the. How do you find sandbox land? Is it? Oh, maybe it's not on there. Hold on. Maybe it's not on there. Oh, it's not. Wow. Okay, so apparently the sandbox doesn't even trade on Blur. Yeesh, these things got murdered. 0.278 floor on those. For Topia Worlds, we were sitting at not what I meant to click. Oh my goodness. 2.64 for other deeds. Other deeds are almost the same price as the sandbox, aren't they? 0.45. So they're about double, but at a point they were significantly lower. But the volume's really picking up there, which is interesting. I mean, if we go to Decentraland, I don't know how to spell Decentraland 0.34. For Fluff World, the burrows, not many people are talking about those, but at 0.22. I mean, again, these Metaverse land initiatives are completely wrecked. Like, completely wrecked. So I'm very interested to see if that narrative comes back, if these announcements, these big things, obviously other side is coming in February. We have the Ready Player One Metaverse IP that's arguably the biggest that's being built for the sandbox. They have virtually every brand you can imagine that is supposed to have a world or activity being built in that. What's going to happen? I have no idea. So that's going to wrap it up for this edition of XV. If you're joining me live like TSPG, sir, it's a pleasure to see you. Snazzy and Bill and everybody else, of course. If you want to see other ones or recap what you missed today, if you go over to the YouTube channel and scroll over on the feed to live, you'll be able to see them. I don't know if it populates typically under the videos, but if you missed the SEC's fake approval last night, I had a quick little 7-minute video on that. Of course, I appreciate you guys. And if you want to tell one friend, share this stream with one friend, we can grow together. And I'm very excited to cover the year of NFTs and crypto here in 2024. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will talk soon. Goodbye.